Live.
Hello. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you find yourself in this weird, wild, wacky world of ours, and welcome to the exciting installment of Darkness in Dublin. This evening's scene takes place in the Theatre Royale, the former cinema that is now used as the Prince's Elysium within the heart of Dublin City proper, as kindred come together in order to discuss the affairs of the day and points of relevant interest. They will do their introductions now. We will start with the Seneschal, Monsieur Francis Beaumont.
Well, Francis, stylish and as snappy as ever, comes in a cut suit and over-designed shoes.
Sir, I must correct you there. There can be no such thing as over-designed shoes. Continue.
Valid. He has beautifully designed shoes. Then, and is just briefly takes out one of those. Just briefly takes a look at a pocket watch attached to his suit, almost as if he's at a white tie event. Treating it very seriously. Maybe you could say he's warming up for his own big event.
Oh, has Shayna talked to you about that?
No.
Okay.
I'm still doing it.
Somewhat hurried footsteps will be heard at the entrance as a shape seems to just materialize in the entrance, dusts off his coat, and the somewhat enigmatic form of Theodore Williams will appear, and he looks around. He seems to be in a hurry. He sees the seneschal, and you will just begin to make his way over.
Ah, Mr. Williams, good to see you again.
Likewise, it's been a while, Mr. Beaumont. I would be remiss in my duties to the city if I was to... I've not seen you in a while. Have you heard of the last development?
Francis's smile fades rather rapidly.
No. Well, not to begin with. No domain has been breached that I can tell of. But we did have a certain occurrence. It was not within anyone's domain, but it was a gathering, a display, a exhibition of certain artifacts from a archaeological digging in Egypt that was on display. Humans, mostly. A couple of, what were they called? The ones that call themselves mages. And the Fae, I'm not particularly knowledgeable on some of these subjects, but there were other people, some of our own, and myself, of course. The whole affair was interrupted by members of Clan Set, or the followers of Set, or whatever the devil they call themselves. Important thing, they seem to have a very specific target in mind. It was not breaching any domain, but Clan Nosferatu as always. I assist the city, of course. And, well, they had the surveillance taken care of, so no one saw them enter. The leader of these people managed to break open the sarcophagus. Quite a rustic, what is it called? Robust, secure place. Or, encasing of a body. It did not seem to cost him too much effort. Lord Saraket, I believe his name was. Well, that is what he presented himself as. But what is important is he took something from the sarcophagus and, well, I'm going to relay this in the way I saw it, and there are certain judgments and certain actions I cannot, well, speak for myself, since I honestly do not know the answers. This jar, canoptic jar, I believe it's called, in ancient Egyptian ritualistic sense, it's where they put when they pulled the organs out of the bodies. Quite macabre, but they put them in these jars to, again, long story. He took one of them, and that caused a very, very beautiful woman. But I believe she is of the Fae. And she caused quite a ruckus, quite a stir. She began screaming frantically, panicking. I still don't know why.
Wait, so the Setites broke into this museum. One broke into a sarcophagus. What did they take from the sarcophagus?
One of the jars, my money would be on it contained the heart of someone.
Okay, and what did this have to do with Faye throwing a tantrum?
Well, one of them approached with a knife, seemingly to
That's quaint.
end the screaming. Maybe they didn't want to listen to her. I honestly don't know, but it caused a gangrel by the name of, and he thinks for a moment, what is the character's name?
Give me 2 seconds, I'll get it for you. Because I don't remember off the top of my head.
I've only seen the character once, so I don't.
Did they introduce themselves to you?
That's a good. I think, yeah, because there was name introduced afterwards.
Okay, cool. Give me just 2 seconds. The character's name is.
Maybe he didn't. Fuck it. Let's just say that he didn't get his name. You will get a fairly detailed description. Long hair, white shirt, gangrel, I believe. He proceeded to punch her in the face. Again.
Oh, I think I know this gangrel.
I don't know for the motives. I'm guessing he wanted to silence her so she wasn't hurt by the Setites. I would have thought just taking her to the side or silencing her would have done, but she seemed quite upset, understandably so. But
she didn't go down when she was struck in the face by this gangrel.
No, she was a bit queasy and, well.
I will point out for Peter, it did visibly break her nose.
Yeah. Yeah, now he won't mention that. Her nose was broken. It was mended. Quite extraordinary by one of the mages. It looked like almost like us. It mended itself quite fast. But I do not know their customs. And we have a relative peace at the moment. I don't know what this will cause, or if some of the mages will be less inclined to, well, be friendly in the near future. What's more important is that cameras were reactivated in the room and certain things were said, but not to worry. Clan Nosferatu has taken care of the breach as it is. All of that has been cleaned up, although there might be some people who owe a little bit here or there. Not important. What is important is that I intend to speak with this woman. I gave her a method to contact me. I will have a small soiree in a small little place. Quiet, calm, few people, but nothing major. We'll talk to her and see what's happened. See if this is a problem, or at least have a understanding with her that this was not of the main body of our government leadership decision. It was one person's decision. That is what I intend to say and mend it. I am a diplomat at heart. And this is what I intend to
You
do.
will also, Peter, you will also recall in disgust the prince physically backhanded him across the room. If it's any.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Don't want to
Yeah,
attack now.
yeah. Hennessy did send him flying, since he did not. Well, I mean, Hennessy is a man of honor, after all. Cannot strike a woman. Notion I must say I agree fairly heartily with. But regardless, I don't know their customs, to be frank. I have no idea if this will be swept under the rug or this will be. I don't know who she is. I mean, if someone in a polite conversation were to strike the prince and survive, well, that would cause a bit of a stir. If someone were to hit a prince's school or something to that effect, that would also cause a stir. We do not know who this person is, and I intend to find out.
If the
With
prince has made his statement on this gangrel clear, then uh, I doubt there's much more I could do to them. But I appreciate your findings. I'm less curious about this fairy, to be honest. Much more curious about what the Setites were after.
the majors seem to be interested in what he pulled from that sarcophagus. They seemed to, if I didn't know better, watch with great interest on the object. Again, I don't know exactly know what reason. But I have informed the prince, of course. But what the Setites do, I do not know. I did not interfere since it was not in anyone's domain or in anyone's purview that I know of. If it was within the prince's domain, of course I would have interjected on his part, but
For them to act openly towards us like this means that what they're after is either very important or a complete ruse. But if the Magi are interested in it, then it's likely of some importance.
well, I thought when I had the chance I should inform you.
And it is vastly appreciated. I'll be sure to make some inquiries of my own. Uh, do keep me on speed dial when in dialogue with this Fae you intend to meet, just in case something untoward were to happen.
I intend to take my precautions, of course.
Of
But
course.
if you wish to meet with them, I can have you. I can inform you so that you can be. You can meet if need be. It will
I
be a
would
public place. Very low key.
I would prefer to be informed for the moment. I find that most of my interactions uh, with beings outside of our own kind have generally been less than pleasant, apart from that one particular red lister.
Well, my intentions is, of course, to maintain a cold unpleasantness and keep it that way to avoid it becoming open conflict with, well, either mages or changelings or whoever. It is merely a precaution.
Well, I trust you can handle the matter.
Well, I will try my very best. By the way, I haven't seen Katja in a while. Is she doing all right?
Francis thinks as to when he last saw her, which has been a while. Last I saw of her, yeah, she was doing quite well, although it's been several weeks now.
Well, it is not for me to say that the Tremere should go away from their business. They have a lot of it, and it is their business. But it is so good to have someone so close from where you came from. Your roots being rekindled in a way. To have someone whose native tongue is your own. It's always pleasant. Maybe not the same
yes,
nationality, but close.
Oh yes, I very much agree. It's been a vast pleasure to have my grandsire in the domain.
Quite.
Abdul agrees. For the record, this is just behind you, Bishop.
Get out of here,
Abdul,
I've lost
everybody.
X6.
Abdul has suddenly spontaneously developed obfuscate acceptance. No.
Side-eye.
But
I'm glad to hear you think so, Abdul.
Abdul looks between the gathered parties. For the record, yes, I'm using his meme picture because Abdul intensifies.
Mm-hmm.
But he reaches into the fold of his coat and he withdraws a letter that has a very, very, very tastefully maintained, or rather very, very tastefully placed wax seal, something you really don't see in this day and age. And he says, Mr. Delano said that I was to give this to you. Abdul is the best postman. Abdul.
Good show.
How absolutely delightful, and yes, you are, in fact, the greatest postman that Dublin has ever known. My gratitude.
It is not for you, Seneschal.
Oh, interesting.
It is for Mr. Williams.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, then
grand.
I must apologize.
Well, thank you. Thank you. He takes the letter.
Okay. Do you open it?
Who is it from?
You don't know. It has a very stylized. It has a very, very stylized C as the crest. A C that actually has a sword through it.
Okay.
It's not a seal that you've ever seen before.
He said from Delano, didn't he?
No, Delano said to give him the to give him the envelope, but not that it's from Delano.
Oh, no.
Oh yeah, that's the Master of Harpies.
Mm-hmm.
Set up to Abdul to get. Okay, and Theodore will just open it, and will actually try and just with his finger, just lightly, just not damage the seal, because he actually likes it. It's very delicate. I haven't seen something like this since, well, quite a while ago. Takes me back. He'll open the letter.
Dear Mr. Theodore Williams, please be informed, as I have informed Alexander Delano, that the life boon owed by one Marisa Calvixson has been transferred to you per her request. We look forward. We look forward to our continued fruitful relationship with you. Signed, Covidaris. Signed, Covidaris, Master of Harpies to the Court of Berlin.
He stands there for a moment, looks.
For the record, I will tell you right now, you have met none of these people.
I was just gonna ask, like, that this is a person I don't know, and a person I don't know is like, oh,
This is a person
great.
you don't know who has basically said a life boon over another kindred has been transferred to you without any context.
Oh, that's rather peculiar. That is, he will just stand there for a moment, close the thing, and just go.
Oh, please do tell.
If it helps, Abdul thinks the lady's hair is pretty. Abdul says, pointing to Anna, he's like, pretty hair. Yes. It is pretty.
Who? What was the name?
The name of which?
Of the person who owes the life boon, or who it's over.
Miriam Carfax.
Miriam Carfax. Is that a name that means anything to you?
If any of you would like to roll me your intelligence academics, yeah. Particularly if you've got any specialty or stats in like literature, like classic literature or books, as in works of fiction.
I do have academics. I have no idea how much because, sheet.
I will get sheet.
It's not in literature or anything, so.
I will get sheet.
Thank you.
I'm being vaguely helpful.
I don't think. Well, actually, I think he does have academics.
I do have a nice pool for it, so I wouldn't mind trying to roll.
What is your Annie's. There it is. Sorry, it took me a hot moment there. She has an intelligence of 4, and she has an academics of 3. But the specs don't apply.
No, I know. So if anyone would be willing to roll me 7 dice,
I will roll you 7 dice.
You are amazing, dear.
I have 5 dice for this, and I have
3 successes.
Okay, it's standard. Okay.
Wow, Saskia has 5 successes. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Saskia, she's Kissy. This is what she's good at.
I mean, I have Evan rolling for me, else I would not have had 5 successes, let's face it.
I got a success.
Okay, Bishop, it's some link to classic literature, but you're not sure what. Both the Nosferatu and the Key of Evil immediately know. In the classic novelization Dracula, Carfax is the name of the estate that Dracula buys that is opposite the Whitby Sanatorium.
Huh.
Yeah, Francis is more concerned over the fact that Carfax means something very different to him.
But what does Carfax mean to him?
Well, the current Trimmer Justice car is in Carfax.
Oh, yeah.
So he's like, these two better not be related. I've got enough just cars on my plate.
He stands there for a moment, looks at the letter. Well, look as though something has been transferred.
Oh, do tell.
Mr. Delano got another copy of that letter. It was bigger than that one. The instructions were to give you that letter. Abdul is best postman.
You are indeed. Would this mean that this person is moving to the city, or I should visit, or?
There was a general shrug.
I'm sure you could
get in contact with the person, I suppose.
Contact the domain in question of whatever it is that has been in regards to whatever has been transferred to you, Francis kind of looks of raised eyebrow and like, ooh, yes, tell me gossip. My Toreador senses a tingling, sort of.
Fucking Toreador.
Yeah, and Theodore will just stand there for a moment, just shrug, like, just his chin will just like, that is interesting. If you would excuse me for a moment.
Oh, fine.
And yeah,
Mr. Delano Xeroxed this for you, Mr. Beaumont. Abdul says he hands you a copy of the letter that Delano had steamed open, reapplied the seal to, because he's also nosy. There you go.
Oh, you're all such darlings, thank you.
Come on, it's like the most Toreador thing to do. Like, but yes, what are you doing, Mr. Williams?
he will just, for a moment, he will actually just think of like who to call, like how to best get in contact with the domain. I suppose that would be the fastest way to know.
Does he have any? Does he have? Has he ever been to the court in Berlin?
In Berlin, probably, since it's German speaking. Then he might have been once for like a week or two, maybe at most.
You probably realistically don't have any reliable methods of contacting the members of the court in Berlin, but you probably know people who do. If you were to ask them, it'd probably be a relatively trivial thing for them to give you or to put you in contact with someone.
Yeah. Then Theodore is gonna begin to start setting that in motion because he wants to know if he can get in contact with this person.
Okay.
Since
Who are you trying to go through as a point of contact to basically get you a contact, because that'll determine who you talk to?
It would most likely be a Nosferatu.
Okay.
I mean, clan members would probably be the easiest to get in contact with.
All right. In that case, yeah, we can arrange that.
And as he comes back a little while later and he sees another copy of the letter, he would be like, well, now I would almost consider that cheating, Mr. Beaumont. Almost.
Well, what can I say? My job has perks.
Mr. Delano told me to say in the event this eventuality came around. And he attempts to do a Delano accent when he does this, which is just Abdul doing a really bad French accent. I'm not going to try it. Actually, no. Fuck it, I hate my life. We're going to try this.
It's Abdul.
Abdul. Well, it is for the security of the domain.
Precisely. All smiles from Francis.
Well, Seneschal, if it happens to be that this person would join our court, would that be possible?
Well, I would have to double check their credentials, but if they're established resident within other Camarilla domains, then I can say it would be a likely prediction that they would be permitted to reside here.
Fair enough. I myself need to get a measure of the person as well, of course. What I really don't quite get is the lack of, well, reason. Perhaps someone is really anxious to get rid of them. I don't know. Strange.
I'm sure more of this will come to light as you make your inquiries, no?
Quite. Well, seems I have more things to do tonight. Abdul, thank you.
Abdul is the best postman.
It would seem so, yes. He stands there with a letter, just fiddling it a little in his hand, and just This could just as well be a good thing as it's 50-50. This could either be a setup of some sort or a reward, and I'm honestly not sure which is more likely. That is interesting. Well, Mr. Beaumont, I must take my leave. I
Bid me adieu.
seem to have other things to attend to.
Oh, yes.
A good pleasure, as always. Abdul, have a very good evening.
Abdul desires a small yet amusing postman's hat.
I will get you the best postman's hat.
Excellent. Abdul is pleased.
And Theodore will get his stuff, and he will move to some place probably under the ground at the moment.
I've been given a life boon, run away.
One has to take one's precautions.
A life boon over someone they've never met.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's creepy.
You're creepy.
Francis just turns and to the I was going to say elephants in the room, but it's more like a brightly colored elf. So the brightly colored elf in the room. And I'll simply say, and Miss Vowlin, what can I do for you this evening?
Well, good evening to you too, Seneschal. As far as I'm aware, there is nothing you can do for me. Unless you are offering, of course. I'm sure I can find something.
Oh, you need not press yourself too hard, I'm sure.
I am sure that a person of your qualities always can find something useful to do within the city.
Oh yes, there's I have no shortage of outlets, it is true. But how have you been? I have not seen you in weeks. I must admit, I've been uncharacteristically off the grid the past few nights.
Yes, as I have indeed been here. And there. I've had some pleasant meetings with the keeper, and another meeting with someone, as the player is just totally poof there. I know I met other people, I just don't know what it was anymore.
Scandal.
Yeah, I know, right? It's terrible.
Just dreadful, my dear. You weren't witness to this whole incident in the museum, no?
Indeed, I was not.
Oh. I must admit, I'm surprised.
However, you were there for another interesting incident. I'm just saying, if you want to tell me. Cough, cough.
Dude, I have no idea anymore. I know something happened. I don't know what it was anymore. I completely blacked out.
You were in the scene where the certain person came in and offered a certain briefcase.
Ah, yeah, that was what was happening. See, I knew something was happening. I don't.
Guys, I'm going to
I
stop the
was-
scene for 20 seconds just to slow clap Saskia.
Dude, my brain is mush, okay? I can't help myself. It is like I remembered I was in a scene with Katya because they were just talking about Katya and I forgot. I don't know what happened anymore. But yes, that happened. Now I need to rack my brain to tell exactly what happened. Go watch the fucking scene, Annie. We'll tell you what happens. Oh, right. Yes. No, never mind. I think I got it again. Oh, you also missed another rather interesting event lately.
I'll go on.
Two gentlemen came here to the Elysium. They had no problems using their disciplines here. No qualms, that is. They offered a interesting suitcase in exchange for the location of a person called Morpheus.
Do you know who these people were?
I have never met them.
Do you have their names?
I'm already happy I remembered what happened in the fucking scene. Don't ask me for their names. At least I have my sheet now, so give me a moment to see if I have eidetic memory. No, I do not.
You do have
Evan.
one of their business cards.
Oh, right, yes. Fucking hell, yeah. She'll, reach into her cloak and we'll pull a business card and we'll hold it up for Francis to read. Not to take, but to read.
Francis will take note of the business card. And these individuals broke Elysium.
Yes, they did.
Was the keeper witness to this? I presume not.
He was most definitely not. I am not quite sure if he has been informed. I presume he has been.
I will ensure that he has been. I think we'll. I think you will agree with me that such defacing of decorum should not be tolerated.
I can quite honestly say that I do not agree with their lack of etiquette, but on the other hand, they seemed to not be the kind of individuals that you would say no to very easily.
In what manner of speaking?
I prefer to stay not ashed for a little longer.
Does Saskia want some memory prompts?
No, let me run with this.
Okay.
I will poke you when I will poke my brain when I need you. One of them was able to vanishing into thin air after the conversation. The other one looked rather threatening. Very pointy teeth.
Francis, upon hearing the very pointy teeth,
Do you want to make me the an intelligence kindred lore check? Huh?
Yeah, sure. I mean, Francis just looks flat-eyed at that. He
It's like
looks extremely sardonic upon hearing that comment, but yeah. Actually, I'll double check. He might have increased his.
Let's just say that she'll give a general description of what they look like.
Okay, I fail.
Good. The description was too vague.
No, I mean for the kindred law check.
Yeah.
We all have pointy teeth.
But generally, most of us only have 2 of them. And some would have 4. But I'm quite sure you do not have only pointy teeth.
What do you mean? This individual, she was like an alligator or some carnivore?
I have never seen an alligator in Dublin, but if that is what you wish to call it.
I have.
I see, of course. And then again, I have not been in
just
Dublin
ask
for quite
Apple.
some time.
Well, Francis literally gestures to Abdul, saying, like, we have alligators in Dublin.
Abdul kind of, no. You know what? He's going to give himself a title. Postmaster Abdul can either confirm or deny this statement.
Oh dear.
There's a free status title right there.
Mm-hmm. He gets a little hat. That's the entire perk of the title.
Okay. Interesting. You said they're using their powers. What sorts of powers?
Well, like I said, one of them vanished into thin air. Like he was never there in the first place. Other than that, I had not been able to tell, only that they were using some sort of discipline.
Quick question to the ST. I assume the Keeper has surveillance footage of this place? Of the Elysium?
Of the main area, yes. Of the smaller ancillary areas, no. So yes, there is in fact footage of these people being here.
Okay. No, it's just something that Francis isn't going to go look. It's just like whether he would consider that to be likely or not. Very well. That is very curious. And you got to look at that business card. He would have memorized it, put in the details into his phone.
There's no actual name on the business card. It's just a business card that has a number on it.
That's fine. Well, that is very, very interesting. I suppose some inquiries will have to be made. Many inquiries to make. Well, I suppose this is what happens when you come back from holiday. A lot of paperwork lying on your desk. But I appreciate your reports, Lady Valen. You must mix cocktails for us sometime. I believe it would be an absolute delight.
As you wish. And we can surely make an appointment.
I believe it will be. I believe it will be absolutely splendid. Perhaps we could have a word with the Keeper.
It just sounds like he's fucking lying.
You can roll perception empathy.
Yeah, I might.
Do you? But yes.
Let me roll my peony, because fuck you.
okay,
Okay, does anyone actually have Discord running? Because I have Discord now, but could someone roll me 5 dice?
Evan can do it. He was
I was going to say,
busy.
I think you want me to do it, Loki.
I mean, unless you want to wait 10 minutes for my Discord to actually load, because it has not done so yet.
It's fine. It's because Evan has lucky dice roll, and I was making the joke.
I'm not good with jokes today.
You have 2 successes.
Yay.
He's actually considering it.
Dull.
In part because he's curious, in part because it, in any sense, it would be entertaining. He's banking on him not having to do with a fallout. This is probably an incorrect assumption.
The seneschal, you deal with everything. Shut up. Take responsibility.
Wow, Jesus.
Yeah, you know. Another character of mine might have said that. And he's just luckily polite.
Anywho, I believe I should be on my way. Unless there's anything else you'd like to discuss.
I would not like to keep you away from your very important business. After all, a holiday, as you said, you must have so much to look after.
As you say, I shall be on my way, but I look forward to seeing you again.
The pleasure would be all mine.
Oh. I'm absolutely certain of it. Ta-ta.
And on that incredibly flippant and somewhat effeminate note, we shall end our scene. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been another scene in Darkness in Dublin. Have a pleasant evening.
Ta-ta.
Ta-ta!
Ta-ta.
Bye.
I have a button. No, you
Click
must
it.
ta-ta.
Saskia has ta-ta.
Ta-ta. Bye.
There we go. Ending broadcast.